Over the past 14 years or so, I've done some 4,000 or more daily video reports. And I cannot tell you how many of them I've done from Marriott hotel rooms like I am today. I've done them in I've been in 38 states. I've done them throughout the United Kingdom. I've done them throughout Paris. I've done them throughout the Netherlands. And I've taken you with me along the way. I'm telling you, when I die in a couple of years, this hotel chain, they ought to dedicate a room, put a studio in it, and put my nameplate on it in my honor. I'm just saying. So today we have another college football Saturday. This season's getting a little wackier with the pandemic, with so many games being shuffled around. But you only need one game to bet. You only need one game to win to make money. And for me, it's the 20th ever 30-dime college football release of my career. I'm calling it my bounce back lock. This is a team that got hammered last Saturday, but I like them to rebound for the win today. 20th ever of my career. I am 15-4 lifetime with these releases. Now, I started this season a few weeks back with the first one, Miami of Florida, crushing Florida State 52-10 as an 11-point chalk. The second one was SMU getting the job done against Memphis. Last Saturday, I lost one. I was on the wrong side of the Florida-Texas A&M game. Hey, I'm not perfect, but 15-4 lifetime, that's pretty damn close to perfection, and there are no guarantees in gambling, but 15 out of 19, that's pretty damn good. Now listen, again, it's a raise the bar 30-dime play. It's the highest rated play I've ever had in college football. But as I've always said, look it up in the dictionary, if there are such things anymore. Who has dictionaries? There are no guarantees in gambling. You won't find guaranteed in gambling on the same page in the dictionary. I'm not telling you to take a second mortgage in the house. I'm not telling you to cash out the kid's 401k plan. I'm not telling you to take money that is earmarked for the rent or food and put it on this game. But if you've been with me all along and you have made a fortune in football, because I'm 11-4 in college and pro so far this season, and I'm going for winning day number 19 out of 30 overall, the time to put some extra money is on this game. And once again, just like all the other football plays, you're getting it as the half price play of the day simply by using coupon code HALF, H-A-L-F. Now, the other big play I want to mention today, because I've got a free play on this game, is the biggest game on the board. It's Georgia and Alabama. And Kirby has a big play on it. And Kirby, of course, is Kirby Maxwell, who has the first ever 150-dime release of his career in football on this game. Now, you may recall last Sunday hit his fourth ever 100-dime career play in the NFL on the Browns. And last Saturday hit the fifth ever 100-dime college football release of his career with Kansas State. Great call. 9-point underdog outright over TCU. Well, today you get it for over half price off by using coupon code FIRST. Now, I told you he has the big play. I want to talk about that game as the first of today's complimentary plays. My thought when it comes to these marquee matchups is simply put, I think they're the toughest games to win. And that's the reality of when you look at these type of games. They are always the toughest games to win. The lines are always sharpest. My philosophy has always been to concentrate the most where the odds makers concentrate the least, which means stay away from the marquee games. It doesn't mean you can't win them. Every game is a 50-50 betting odds, right? 50-50 chance somebody's win, somebody's going to lose, right? But again, the lines are always sharpest on these marquee games. That being said, I like Alabama in this game. Alabama, however, is a 4.5 to 5-point favorite. Mostly fives. There are even some 5.5s out there. 5 is an orphan number. And what I mean by that is a number that you can't really do anything with. At 4.5, you can buy down, right? At 4, you can buy down. At 5, you're basically committing to Alabama winning this game by a touchdown. No ifs, ands, or buts. With that being said, I still lean a little toward Alabama in this contest. I am not concerned with the fact that Alabama gave up 700 points last week and a little over 2,000 yards to Mississippi. Because every game anybody plays against Lane Kiffin this year, you're going to give up a lot of points. Because defensive coordinators simply cannot get ready for the wacky type of offense that Lane Kiffin is going to throw at you. It's just tough to defend against. But you have to be impressed that this Alabama offense, through the first 3 games of the season, has punted 6 times. And Mac Jones, well, listen, another magnificent game last week, 28 of 32, 417 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the week prior, when they kicked A&M's butt, 20 for 27, 435 yards and 4 touchdowns. And you're saying, well, Al, this Georgia defense is pretty damn tough. Well, okay. Who have they played? An overmatched Tennessee team. A Tennessee team, by the way, that they trailed by 4 points between the hedges last week at home at halftime. An overmatched Arkansas team. Again, who have they played? Now, the key for Alabama is whether or not Najee Harris, who's coming off that 23-carry, 206-yard performance and 5 touchdowns, by the way, against Ole Miss last week, is going to be able to give Mac Jones adequate ground support. This Georgia defense is tough against the run. But the game is in Tuscaloosa. I do like Alabama. Would I bet on Alabama? That's another story, but I do like Alabama in this contest. A game that I really like today, I like NC State minus 4.5 points at home. Listen, NC State really impressed me. After losing a road opener against Virginia Tech, they upset Pitt, handed Pitt its first loss of the season, and found themselves a quarterback in Devin Leary, a sophomore, who had a great game against Pittsburgh, 28 for 44, 336 yards and 4 touchdowns. Then they go on the road once more and they beat Virginia. And the defense played pretty darn good, holding the Cavaliers to 4 for 18 on 3rd downs, outgaining, even though the defense was out, or the NC State was outgained 405 to 363. The game was played in inclement weather. Leary didn't have quite as good of a game, but again, I say the weather was the mitigating circumstance in that particular game. But a 2-1 road trip, they come back at home, they host Duke, something they haven't done since 2009. Duke beat up Syracuse on the road last week, had its best game of the season by far. Big deal. Who says the Orange were any good? And this is a Duke team that had lost its previous 4 games to Notre Dame, Boston College, Virginia, and Virginia Tech, allowing 27, 26, 38, and 38 points in those 4 losses. And you're only asking me again to lay 4.5 to 5 points? I'll do so and take NC State in that contest. Another game to discuss would be West Virginia laying the big number, 22 points at home against Kansas. Kansas lost its home opener to Coastal Carolina. Then it got bushwhacked by Baylor and Oklahoma State. I can't say anything nice about Kansas. So like Thumper said in Bambi, if you can't say something nice, why say anything at all? Okay, maybe it's paraphrased a little bit, but hey, it's close. And I think Kansas has a chance to get thumped here again today. Now, I am a little concerned that West Virginia certainly hasn't done much offensively here so far this season, but West Virginia has a damn good defense, the best defense in the Big 12 so far, and it's giving up only 18 points a game. Also, a good pass rush, too, and this Kansas offensive line has allowed 15 sacks in 3 games, so what the hell? I mean, do you feel comfortable taking Kansas, a team that absolutely is horrid offensively, 4th lowest scoring attack in all of Division I football? There's only 3 teams that score fewer points than Kansas so far this season. Kansas averaging 14.7 points a game. The only teams worth South Florida, UL Monroe, and Vanderbilt. Always good to know Vanderbilt is leading something in Division I football. So why not lay the points with West Virginia? So again, in that order, Alabama, NC State, and West Virginia. If I had to pick one game out of all of them, though, however, I would give NC State props as the number 1 pick, Alabama number 2, and West Virginia number 3. That'll do it. I wish you well, guys, and talk to you again tomorrow.